So for those of you guys who don't know me, again, we welcome you guys to this session. I'm happy that some people are showing up. It's a good thing. My name is Sabine, but I go by Daz. I have a master's in the social sciences, focusing on social justice. So this became dear to me to see the crisis that we are now facing in Haiti. And I feel like, there's social media all over, news all over is feeding us so much stuff that I don't know how the younger generation is dealing with this. So this is why I decided to come on this platform to see if we could have them to speak out, tell us how they're feeling, what they're going through, how is this affecting them in any way, shape, or form. And yes, so um, this is the reason for the platform to just have a conversation, nothing politic, nothing um, extreme. Is just for the youth to feel like they can open up and talk to us and understand that we care and we want to know how they are feeling. So that's the basic gist of it. So we're going to open the platform for people to talk about what happened um, with the assassination of Jovenel Moise, but we have a chill back format, if you want to say that. We just have like three basic questions we'll ask towards the end. And if you are going to speak, just give us your name, tell us where you are calling from, and if you want to share anything about you that you feel we should know, you are open to doing that. And like Lady D had said, drop your name, email, phone number in the chat so that we can have it for future meetings like this. We can send you an invitation. And so without further ado, I feel like I had one more thing to say and I'm forgetting it. But without further ado, if any, let's admit more people. Okay. So if anyone is not speaking, again, we're gonna say mute your phone, mute your microphone, but everybody will get a chance to speak because this is a nice, small, intimate group. And we want to welcome Farah. Welcome, Farah, to the platform. As some of you guys know,
Hi.
as some of you guys know, me and Lady D, Danny, we host together a podcast where we try to keep people in the Haitian American section a little bit more informed, to be more engaged in the Haitian community. We feel that they don't get enough love for Haiti like that. So this is where we're trying to come in to touch base with the millennials, to touch base with anybody who's of Haitian descent. And we want to share the love of Haiti. And so with this crisis, this tragedy that just took place, it hurt us. We are all mourning and we are all hoping for the best. So I am talking too much. So what I will do is I will go ahead and open the floor to anyone who wants to express how they feel about the current situation going on right now in Haiti.
What you doing? You talking to me? Oh, come here. Oh, you want me to come in here? What were you doing?
Don't be shy, guys. Kat, welcome. I'm not sure if you are speaking.
So we're gonna literally go be what is it? Picking out people. Then if it's okay, it's an open platform. We definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. But if I meeny miny mo, then that person has to speak. Oh, there we go. Somebody's coming on.
Oh wow. I'm sorry, I'm not admitting folks in. Okay. Hi guys, welcome. Welcome for the newcomers. We are basically opening the floor to express how the current situation in Haiti has affected you, or what you as a Haitian American person feel towards the current crisis happening.
Not with the wig on. Who's on here? Can you hear me? Why are we being recorded on the news?
Well, you don't need to have your video on. You could speak. We can all hear you.
Oh no, I don't have my video on. It just said the thing was being recorded. Who else is on here?
Everybody that's in the chat room, but
What? Who everybody? I can't see I can't see nobody clearly because I'm not in the video.
okay. Okay, Lady Cat.
Hi guys today.
Yeah, who else is on here? Oh, Shaw's on here.
Nelly, we are recording.
Yes.
And so if you're not saying something about something for all of us to hear about the current assassination situation, you will have to mute. So you have the floor. Go ahead. How has the current situation affected you, or what do you make out of it? What do you think should happen?
You referring to me?
I was referring to Nelly, but
okay.
If she's not answering, you can jump in.
Well, me personally, I feel like it was definitely how do I say, a hit to the Haitian community. It was really a big letdown. And it's really sad to see what happened. But I think now that it has happened, what do we do going forward? How do we, as Haitian diasporas, that's what they call us in Haiti, how do we help them out? How do we help the process so that, this, because right now we're at a stage where a change has to be made. You understand? And I think this is the perfect time for the change to happen. So what can we do to help that, whether it is being vocal on social media and just keep that process going and just keep that, make an effort to make a change, because there's a lot of negativities that's going on in Haiti, and those things need to be addressed. And that's mostly the politics that's going on in Haiti and how, the public is suffering. So I think for me, my goal is to see how I can help the public, how I can help shine a light, being that this issue is open right now. It's the best time for us to start shining a light on what truly is going on in Haiti and how the public is truly suffering. So that's my personal take on it.
Okay. Anybody want to piggyback off of what Kat said?
I'll chime in. I won't show my video because y'all beat and wigs on fleek, and I got a bonnet on, so I ain't about to embarrass myself.
Cornrows underneath.
I was like, I didn't get the memo. This was a beat session. I would have pulled out. Okay, I would have curled my little wig. Okay, but you guys look beautiful. But yeah, I agree with Kat. Honestly, when it first happened, it's almost like I knew him personally, but it wasn't just the fact that he got assassinated. It was just like, wait, what? Like, it was shock, then it was hurt, then it was embarrassment, then it was, I don't know, my emotions were all over the place. And I didn't leave the house. I didn't want to go nowhere. I'm chagrin, like, child, like, I don't know. Then I was trying to contact family that still lives there because like my siblings are there. And they were getting tired of me, like, girl, we at work, leave us alone, because they're in OCOP. But still, it was just like, what is, like, I don't know. But I agree with Kat where, like, I'm at the point, I'm like so tired of just praying. Like, what do we do? Like, I was at a point, like, I don't know, it's like different stages. I went from sad to like, I wanted all the smoke. I'm over here Googling who the hell this Dimitri guy is. I'm like, I want to fight. Like, what's up? Like, no, this can't be life. Like, we're better than this. Like, no.
Right. And the thing is, I think there's a lot of people who feel like you, Farah, and Kat too, like, this needs to stop. This has to change. But it's like, how do you even go to bring about the change? And that's why we want to hear from the youth, from the younger generation, like, what would be that first step?
Exactly. I guess that's what's frustrating. It's like, yes, pray for Haiti. That's important. But what action, like, I'm glad to be part of this because it's like the first solid action thing that I've heard is like, okay, what do we do? And I was earlier at the Cubans, they like all shutting down highways. And I'm like, but y'all voted Republican, so why y'all screaming free Cuba? What was going on? It's been 60 years and now y'all mad? Like y'all voted for Trump and all that. So what do we do? Like everybody just seemed like after a couple of days, it's like, oh, pray for Haiti, we're sad. Now it's like back to regularly scheduled programming, but Haiti's still suffering. So what do we do? Do we gotta fly there? Do we gotta meet with Congress people? Do we got like what do we do? I'm tired of hashtag free Haiti, hashtag pray for Haiti. No, what's up? What, like I want all the smoke. What do we do? Like come on, like what do we do? Do we gotta put some bail money out for like the real savages? Like yeah, like what's up? Like do I donate to a GoFundMe? Like what do we do? That's what frustrates me. And I'm not a violent person. That's how mad I am because it's like,
Right.
bruh, like we weren't great. Like I'm not ignorant. Like, but we're not these people. Like the last time somebody got assassinated was like 1915. Like we're not barbaric. Like and all these people and conspiracy theories and it's this person, it's Colombians, it's Mexicans, it's every like, oh my God. Like, okay, what do we do? Like I'm frustrated. Sorry.
Oh no, listen, this is why we have this platform because we know like, you know, the younger people, they feeling some type of way. They really want to express that. So by all means, do not feel sorry at all because you're speaking for like a good 90% of the people, if I can say that. Okay. And I see Shy in the group said she's definitely in agreement. Oh, that was with Kat. We all have to step up now for a change. And she says, this entire situation is an embarrassment. I don't want others to think that Haiti is a country that they can now enter and take over. I learned so much about these elites during these past 2 weeks. I never knew about these families before. I feel that us Haitian Americans have to be the ones to fight and change these laws in Haiti, but I'm not sure where to begin. I think there's a consensus that everybody feels that there's a change that needs to be made, but nobody knows where to start. Nobody knows where to start. So let me ask you guys this. This issue it has so many aspects to it. You could look at it from an economic standpoint, political. My question is, why should politics matter to you?
Politics, what I personally, I have came to a space where
Dina, welcome.
Hey, how are you? So I have came to a place personally, I was like, growing up, I said, politics are too complicated. It's too much to keep up with. It's messy. It's crooked. It's corrupt. Too much. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep myself out of it. I'm good. But I came to a point in my life where I realized every little thing in my life was connected to politics. The decisions that were being made on food prices, rent prices, just everything, even the little details of of everything in our lives here in the US is connected to politics. So that's why it should be an issue that all of us, or something that we're all engaged in, all of us are part of, because historically, those different decision making and things like that have shown themselves before, and we are able to learn from even previous history to be able to have a better future and things like and kind of thinking in that direction. So that's why I think politics is important for us to be informed, to be involved in, to be able to have conversations, to be able to get new ideas, those different type of things. It's just necessary. It's important, and we should no longer be ignorant to that. And fortunately, we have, well, I would say a little bit unfortunately, because we have to keep up with the United States and with Haiti at the same time. It's a lot.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a lot, especially what's been going on lately. A lot of us did. I was just having a conversation with somebody today saying like, we weren't taught Haitian history. If they even mentioned Haitian history or Haitian Revolution, it was glazed over for like 2 minutes in the conversation, not even 2 minutes. But we weren't taught these different things, and we are having to teach ourselves right now, and realizing like a lot of things that happened before or that went on in previous government or previous leadership is why we're in the position that we're in now. So yeah, that's pretty much the summation of why it's so important for us to be engaged in politics.
I totally agree. Anybody else want to chime in with what Cindina just said? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. But yeah, so we have a lot of the younger generation who are going to go to school and who are going to have careers. And I think they should probably start looking into the political realm too, because like Sandina said, basically everything that we do revolves around there, especially in the US. So I know there was a referendum set up that was supposed to take place that would allow us Haitian Americans to actually have positions in Haiti or be able to freely come and go in the country, do businesses, do all kinds of things that would allow you to have that dual citizenship. Do you guys think that was a good idea or no? Do I need to repeat the question? You guys heard me? Everybody's on mute.
Can you repeat the question? I didn't hear, sorry.
I was saying, like basically, I even forgot the question, but basically everybody is going, most young people are going to go to school and things like that and take different careers. And I'm hoping that they will go into politics. And I was saying that there was a referendum being brought up in Haiti. A referendum is when they were planning to modify the constitution. Technically, we have two constitutions going on right now, but they were going to work on modifying it to where it would benefit a lot of the Haitian Americans outside of Haiti, Haitian Americans in the diaspora, to be able to hold positions and do different things in Haiti and have the access for dual citizenship, come and leave back and forth, do your businesses, things like that. So I was asking, do you guys think that was a good idea? Would that be a good thing for us to have? Access to go take positions in Haiti, even if you live here, but you have a Haitian background, so you can vote in the country. You can, your voice can be counted even if you're not living there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely agree that is a dope idea or something that they have placed. Or is that something that's already in place, or are you saying something that is in the works?
I guess it's in the works. It was supposed to happen in June, with all the kidnappings and unrest. It got pushed, I hear, to September. I don't know if that will take place now that the president who was overseeing all of that is no longer here. So do you think whoever's going to take up place next should continue with that proposal?
Oh, 100%. I think so. But I don't like to be negative. I really hate to be, but just kind of being realistic. We are very smart people.
Amen.
Haitians and Haiti are smart people. Like, you could tell the difference between Haitians and Haiti who were born in Haiti and you were born in the United States. You can tell the difference. But at the same time, with us having the opportunities that we have and the boldness that we were able to obtain, being one Black and dealing with the issues that we deal with in the United States, and just our patriotism and our desire to see change in Haiti, if we go over there, okay, you know what I'm saying? We're not scared. And so we're going to make the change that we want to see. And I think that's something that they would call, that would be considered threatening to people who already exist there, whether it be the elites, whether it be people who are in certain positions that can have certain controls and things like that, or have control, or whatever the case may be. They may feel threatened by our education, by our desire to want to do good, because that's going to cause them to that's going to hit their pockets. That's going to hit the way the society had been running. And so I think it's a dope idea, but I don't think it would be accepted. I don't think it would be accepted.
Yeah. Anybody else thinks the same thing? You guys feel free to speak. No judgment. It's just...
I agree, but then also I feel like, how can I put this? Like, okay, like when you're making food, I would say like what you're talking about with the Jasper coming over there and doing things, that's great. That's the finished product. That's the plated, you got the griot fried, the bun looking nice on the plate, but the adding the épices and all that part where the elites are, it's like you got to get through that first. So that's the main problem. You can't get to the, I guess, quote unquote finish line until you take care of that, because like Sandy's twin said, that you can't, like, they're not gonna just back down. Oh, okay, the Americans are coming. Like, okay, no, that's they profit off of Haiti's poverty. They profit off of like basically like like all the gangs and all that corruption that they profit. They're not just gonna step aside and let us in. Like, welcome. Like, I think that's the main problem that we need to figure out. How the heck do we, like, I mean, I don't even know what they're all valued at, but do we buy them out? Do, like, they're in the way. So it's like we need to take care of that first before we can infiltrate and try to make change, because they're always going to be there. Because regardless who's the president, who's the leader, the what do they call them? The bourgeoisie people, they're the ones that really run Haiti. So how do we get them out the way is the real question for me first.
Okay, so let me ask you this to piggyback off of you. So how do we know that they really run the country? Is it because of what we hear our parents say, social media? Like, how do we confirm that they are the ones who's running the show?
Because they have like businesses all over, like even all through last week, the people were doing a bunch of manifestation, burning down and like fighting. I mean, breaking up their businesses, because apparently they're the only ones that's allowed to have businesses open there. And I think even when I went in March, I know it was this thing where Jovenel was trying to like get 24 hours electricity, but this one guy, he's like profiting off of Delcos and stuff. So like every time they sell a generator or something, he profits. So of course, 24 hours security, I mean, light and power is not gonna benefit him. So he was trying to block it. And that's where I guess all these conspiracy theories came from, that he had a hit out on Jovenel or whatever. But like there's like probably, I want to say 6 to maybe 12 of them that are known, like literally like they run Haiti, because they're the only ones, they run Haiti in the sense of they're the ones with the money. So money talks, if you get what I mean.
I actually I don't know if Maria is still on. I want to call on Maria because she's Colombian, and so I wanted to know what her thoughts are on hearing that Colombians was behind the assassination. Maria, if you can hear us, can you unmute?
Well, it's embarrassing. Colombia is going through its own thing right now at the moment. You know that we've been controlled by narcs, by big time drug dealers, and by the guerrillas. I'm not sure what they call them here. I think they call them guerrillas also, and they have been having issues. Like, we were at high risk of ending up like Venezuela as well. And right now, like, the civilians are like rebelling against the government. So we've been going through our own thing as well. And Colombia, I hate to say it, but I don't know if you guys remember, I don't know how old you guys are, but back in the day, we had our Andres Escobar was like a top soccer player. He played for the national soccer team in Colombia. And these drug lords, I'm going to call them, they say Pablo Escobar was behind this. They made a bet that had to do with Colombia winning the game. And Andres Escobar, our player, did an auto goal at the soccer game, and he got killed that same night. So to me, it is an embarrassment. Like, Netflix makes these shows about Pablo Escobar, and I hear guys here in Miami, for example, making jokes. Oh, I want to go to meet Pablo Escobar, whatever. To me, it's like, I remember when I was younger living in Colombia, and we used to get bump threats at our school, and we used to get sent home all the time, or this shopping center would get bombed. And So it was hard growing up in that era, and I've always been embarrassed, when people I'm a big soccer fan, and I would hear people say, oh, we're playing against Colombia. Watch nobody make an auto goal. You're gonna get killed by the Colombians and stuff like that. And I have no control of what happens over there. I grew up in Colombia. I was born in New York, grew up in Colombia, and then I got a chance to live there for a little bit. But I have dual citizenship. My parents are Colombian, and to me, it's an embarrassment. It's kind of like I wanted to cover my ears, and I didn't want to hear it, because when you have when you have like such love and passion like you guys do for Haiti, that you're actually all having this conversation about it, even though, what can you do? Yeah, spread the word on social media, try and be active, try and share information with the community. But it's like, you're not there, you don't have the power, you only have the power to do so much. So I feel like I don't know if this is a word, impotent, that I can't do anything about it. And when I heard that, I was like praying, I hope this isn't true. I hope this is a joke, a conspiracy. And when I heard it was true, I was like, this is so embarrassing. Like, like we're getting out of one thing and then we're going in deep in another. So it's horrible. It is horrible.
It is. I see in the comment that Daniel says the Colombians got set up. So everything is still under investigation. So I wasn't even aware that Haiti had a relationship like that with Colombia, to be honest. If anything, I thought it would have been somebody from DR or Venezuela, because they said that the people spoke Spanish. So that was my assumption. Like, Colombian was far from my list. But it's very unfortunate that, this happened, and we'll get some answers hopefully sooner than later. So I know how you feel about the whole embarrassment, because we keep getting up and getting knocked back down. We keep getting up and getting knocked back down. We don't even get a nice introduction without being reminded that, oh, Haiti's the poorest, or Haiti's going through a lot of turmoils. Like, it's always a negative statement that precedes anything they have to say about Haiti. And so now I'm thinking, when Trump said what he said about Haiti being a blink hole, now it's looking like people are going to repeat what Trump used to say. And hopefully it doesn't get to that point. But going back to what Farah was saying about how all the people own the businesses, yes, it's definitely a monopoly going on in Haiti, something you couldn't pull in the US like that. In Haiti, you got money, you make your own way, basically, pretty much. So I also wanted to change this to ask you guys about Haitian news media. What do you guys think about the way they're doing their coverage, bringing us this information? What do you guys make out of that?
I mean, I get they're trying to keep us informed, but some of them, they just need to do deeper research before they post it, because people will take it and run with it. It's like literally before it was like, oh, it was this person, then it was that person, then it was this person, and that person, brother, baby daddy, cousin, brother. And it's like, bruh, like, we already like at a fragile state. Like, you can't just be throwing people out there and then having one group hate on another one, and we don't even know what's true. Like, to piggyback on what I think Maria was saying about it was Colombians, but then it's like, do we know it was Colombians? Because in the first lady talking about, they took her to the hospital, they said they found him dead when they got there. It's like, we don't know. So it's like, don't make it seem like it's fact. You know how like here when they said allegedly or
right
use those words, it's like, no, it was these. And you see people, oh, burn them alive. Like, we don't even know if they did. Why are we burning people? Like, relax. Like, I get it, but it's like, I just feel like they're gaslighting a lot. Like, I don't know if it's to get like clickbait. Like, it's just like, bro. And then my favorite, I forgot who posted. They're like, oh, we don't know if this is 100% true. So why did you post it? Like, you have a responsibility. Like, you're like, oh yeah, we can't completely confirm. Okay, it shouldn't be on here. It's speculation. Put that in the asterisk. Like, you can't be the first. Then it gets frustrating because some people, like, I had to block some people because they started to post the death photos. Like, are you crazy? Like, it's not that deep. Social media, relax. We don't need to know everything right away. Investigate and then let us know. Just, and if you're not sure, say that. Like, you can't just be like, oh, it's a fact. So and so baby daddy cousin was in the army and they told me, and like, come on now. Like, no, we already embarrassed as it is. Like, now we look like we don't even know how to investigate. Then it's like, okay, let's say it was the Colombians, but you reporting that they hired Colombians to come investigate the Colombians that killed the president. Like, make it make sense. Like, what are we doing? Like, I don't understand. You're like, no, like, they need to relax. Not everything needs to be the first story. And like, no. And then you got the people riled up in the comments. It was so heartbreaking. It's like, oh, it was something by associated avec Haitian or whatever. Like, now you giving up your nationality because of what someone said. Like, what? Are you crazy? Oh, this is why I can't with Haitians, and this is why I never liked Colombians. Like, bro, but you was just in Colombia last week sipping margaritas. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm confused.
Right. In case we drop off, everybody just be able to come back on the same link. But I'm gonna call on Nelly because she's always sending news information. So I want to know, what does she make out of the Haitian media news about the whole situation? Nelly. Welcome, Jean West. Thanks for joining. I don't know if Nelly's still on, but I guess anybody can answer about what they think about the Haitian news media doing the coverage.
Tellement question ça fait petite. I had to turn off the ratio. M'ta fait manger, fait mes ratio parce que from by réponse sous question ça. Because look, the media is sickening. Excusez-moi pour tout grand moun yo qui il fait m'nerver avec information y a partagé avec nous là parce que c'est joué dans pigino. A lot of this information is irrelevant. It has nothing. You know, the way these people were arrested, the way they were taken, it's just, do they even look like they were people that could be involved in something like that? Like, people who are like legit military and have are able to, are trained and everything like that. You'll compare jump, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you got no figi, your papa, you know what I'm saying? Those people, they were putting their heads down, they were talking to each other. It was just like, no, this is a complete cover up. It's somebody that's completely behind this, and they paid them pennies on the dollars for them to do this. And it's crooked that they're sharing this information to us. And also, too, the reason why I'm a little bit more upset is because not only are they sharing this information to us as a younger generation, we have connaissance to where we're able to like decipher and understand, no, that is definitely not them. But our adults, our parents are believing this, and they already have their, personal beliefs about groups of people and things like that. So it feeds into that, you know what I'm saying? So it really bothers me that this information is not correctly researched or thoroughly looked through. Y'all just picked up, how you picked up people in less than 24 hours, how you picked up people on the streets in less than 24 hours,
right?
Culprits. You know what I'm saying? And it's just thinking about, like, I jokingly, I was telling my brother, I said, you know what, we need to see us out Miami. We need law and order in this, because look, y'all not doing the job. I'm not liking what I'm seeing right here.
Girl, same, pick me up, sis. Pick me up.
I hate it so much misinformation. And if we don't really take the time to really research for ourselves and understand, it's just deeper, it's much deeper than that and more conflicted than that, we're going to continue to run with it. And that's what causes more division as well. Because me personally, I don't have anything against the Colombians, even if they said that it was Colombians and this, that, or whatever groups of people. Oh no, I don't really believe that, because I'm just looking at them, it's like, no, you can't tell me that. A person who has a strategic plan to kill somebody and assassinate somebody, they will have a strategic plan to get out of the country as well. Why would they still be in the country?
Exactly. And it's like they didn't even shut down the borders till like 7-8 hours later. So they were just sticking around waiting, like in the bushes of all places. Like, we caught them in the bushes. Like, I just assassinated a president, I'm just gonna be hiding in a bush? Like, what?
Yeah, I thought the same thing too. Like we've been having gang related issues. We can't pick up a gang member, but we can pick up 28
Thank you.
Colombians.
Thank
And
In the words of Twin, wap sweep.
right, in less than wow. In a couple of hours we got them, but yet all the kidnapping people, we can't find them. All the but okay.
And it was regular citizens that arrested these people. Where's the police? Where's the police?
Where is the police? Well, that's another story in and of itself too. So it's so many things to touch up on in Haiti that you don't even know where to begin. To be honest, you don't even know from where do you start. We all can say, "Is the government? Is the government? Is the government?" Then other people say, "Well, they're only puppets. They're only puppets." But it's like, okay, if we know where the money is being, shed out from, why can't we go question those people to try and make the change? Because apparently talking to the government is not making the change since they're not really the one operating. So we should have access to go speak with these people and say, listen, us the people would like to have a word with you. That's just my thought. Anybody else on how the news media is covering the current situation? Welcome, Samantina.
Hey.
So what do you make out of all this craziness that's going on right now in Haiti? What are your thoughts? How are you coping with it?
Oh, I've been having really bad migraines. I just feel like Haitian people of Haiti are so numb to the trauma that they face every day with all of the craziness that's happening. They're not even aware how it affects them. Like 2 years ago, I went to Haiti and my experience was very interesting. The way the people were interacting with me, because I stayed in Port-au-Prince. So I honestly felt like, do they not really feel like there's anything wrong with this? Because this is crazy. I just feel like I'm in one of the groups and they posted the pictures of his dead body, and I just thought like you would never see something like that in America. If hypothetically American one of the president died, nobody would ever dare to do something like that. And the fact that some journalists of Haiti felt like it was necessary to share that picture was just so disturbing and disrespectful in so many ways. And it's crazy to me how they don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's ridiculous. It's just like there's just so much going on. I don't even know where to start. I have a whole lot to say, but then I'm like, I don't even know how to address this. It's just unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. I was one of the people forwarding those images. I mean, only to like close people.
Yeah,
they scolded me.
very graphic.
Are you saying something?
No, I was saying they were very graphic. Like if you don't have the stomach or the heart for that, it's not for everybody to view.
Exactly. So let me ask you this, Nelly, since you're on the platform now. So if you were in charge, or if you had the power to make any changes, what kind of things would you try to fix or address, and why?
And I think I would probably start with the leadership out there, depending on who, because not anyone can just come and lead a country, you know what I mean? Without trying to be a dictator or an authoritarian. I always get stuck with that word, you know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, it depends on your leadership skills, you know what I mean? Because and once you know how to lead, everybody will follow. But if you come in only to like want to be corrupted and evil and greedy, like your people, they're not gonna really respond too well to that. So you definitely need, I think one of the first things a person does need to demonstrate is great leadership skills along with communication. In order to lead, you have to learn how to lead by example. Like you can't just sit up here and dictate from afar and tell people how to do what to do without actually showing them. You know what I mean?
I agree.
But back to as far as the media goes and how they're portraying like all of this news that they delivering to us, I feel like it's crazy. Like it's all over the place, and the media is Like they're just running like with chickens with their heads cut off, and in turn they got us doing the same. Like, because you don't know what to believe. It's like 1 minute it's like, oh my God, it's this person. This is what happened. Then 2 days later you hear something else. Or 5 minutes later it's a whole different story. You're not sure what to believe. Because at first they were saying, now as far as the Colombians go, I know they were saying that they felt like they were being set up, that they were set up because they were hired to work. They were hired by the U.S. government to work for them to come out to Haiti to deal with gang-related issues. And the reason why they were able to catch them so fast is because they said that they was working with the U.S. government, so they did not feel that they were in any type of danger because, according to them, the president was already dead by the time they arrived to the home. They got a call that the president's house was being under attack and they needed them to come out there and help. But again, the story is still all over the place because according to them, once they got there, they saw that the wife was wounded, but it took the wife and the daughter to the hospital, but that somehow brought the daughter back to get clothes. But despite all of that, nobody called to say that the president was already dead. So which is why they was able to capture them as fast as they did, supposedly, because they knew where to find them. And I guess they were not worried because they wanted to be able to tell their side of the story. But now, again, they're saying that who was the Haitian doctor from Florida is the one who hired them to come out and assassinate the president, allegedly.
That's a whole other.
So allegedly, I have a quick thing to say. Like, allegedly, don't we all think there's like it has something to do with America killing the president? Because they have a lot of control over our government. And it just seems to me every time we have a president, it's never good enough. And something always ends up happening. And the US government always gets so involved. So I just don't understand how nobody can tell us who killed the president. And then yet a bunch of people are getting arrested. They don't even know if they're the real people who killed them. But they're just picking up these people and they just like saying, oh yeah, that's them, that's them, that's them. But we can't tell. We don't know yet. It's like whoever killed the president is still not, it's probably not even in Haiti. Like we all already said. Of course he's not gonna stay in Haiti. They probably took a helicopter and just flew out of the country right afterwards. Like why would they stick around after they killed the president?
So let me ask you guys this. Why do you think they give us the story the way that they did? Do they think we're not smart? Because Sandina said we are very smart. So why would they feed us that kind of a storyline that these mercenaries came into the homes and did it?
It's probably just to create a diversion, you know what I mean? So that way maybe the real killers can get away while they, show to the world that they've arrested them. So therefore, if they feel like, if we as the viewers feel like, okay, they've arrested somebody for the president's death, then we know that's probably like the end of it. Somebody has been arrested for his death and justice will be served. But if they show you that they have no type of arrest, people are still going to be questioning and wondering what the hell is going on, like what's up with the justice system in Haiti. So they have to portray and make it seem to the world like, yes, we've arrested not one, not two, but 25 people.
But you guys remember when we had 9/11 here a couple of years back, 2001? Bin Laden had fallback people, but they already paid these people and they know they would, wind up dying to take out the act, to run the planes into the buildings, into the Pentagon. So why do you think Haitians wouldn't let somebody take the fall and pay them to take the fall as opposed to framing them instead to take the fall?
But you said, well, why wouldn't Haitians take the fall?
Why would they frame somebody to take the fall instead of just paying them, letting them know they are going to take a fall?
I mean, I feel like the Haitians definitely had something to do with it too. It's not just, I feel like certain people will do anything for money, and I felt like they were definitely part of the planning of killing him, because how do you let a bunch of people show up at a president's house and kill him? And he's supposed to have all these security guards. It's ridiculous. It's almost like I don't want to believe like something like that would happen, but unfortunately that's how it happened.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Kat.
I think there's a lot of speculation that's going on. And for me personally, being that the news is, the news that we're receiving from this end is so bogus that I choose to basically overlook all that, right? And just say, well, that's not so important right now because there's so much information that's coming in, and we don't know what's true and what's false. So for me, what I really want to focus on is how we can help Haiti pass. I don't know, like just change the laws, get some kind of law. US is going to be involved no matter what. And I think our voice is louder than some of the people in Haiti, because a lot of them don't even know how to use the computer. And let's be honest, right? It's us here in America that can actually help them out, right? That's how I'm looking at it. Is there a way we can help get legislation passed for Haiti? America will be involved no matter what. No matter how hard we try, they will be involved. They already have some type of, I won't say treaty in place, some kind of law in place where America can just come in and do whatever. Even with immigration, I don't know if any of you had to deal with immigration in the past couple of years, that that, and Haitians get deported just like that. And compared to other countries where you cannot send a criminal back to their country as Americans can send a Haitian criminal to Haiti. They can just send them within a matter of months, where let's just say a country like Mexico, it's not as easy for them to send their deportees back to Mexico. So America and Haiti completely, America has taken over Haiti, whether we want to admit it or not. That's reality. Now, how we can use that to our benefits, us Haitian Americans that's living in this country, how can we use that to our benefits, where we can help the actual Haitian, the Haitian people in Haiti right now? How can we help? How can we say, okay, look, going forward, this can't be happening. Everything has to be transparent. It can't be like, oh, the money is in the government hand, and yet nobody know what happened to the money. All this money that we sent in Haiti for, how do you call it? For the tremblement de terre. When we sent that money, what happened to that money? How come there isn't a report out there that can say, okay, the money went out to this company to make this kind of improvement? And I think for me right now, that's what I want to see. I want to be able to see a news about Haiti and actually believe it, instead of like, we got it from this person. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's not true. We're going to just keep sitting here and speculate the whole entire time, and we'll never get an answer to it. You understand? I don't know if you trying to see where I'm going with this.
I agree with you. Yep. It's like they have all this money, but nobody know what they're doing with the money. Like, how about you guys ask what we want? Because if America's gonna come to Haiti and build stuff, like, because they have hotels, they got markets, they have everything. Literally anything nice belongs to a white person in Haiti. It's not for Haitians. Like, how about we ask them to actually create things for us, like mental health institutions, real jobs for Haitian people, because they need that. Like, when you live in a third world country where everything, like, you go out today, you don't even know if you're coming back home because there's always going to be some sort of drama. People are burning tires, all types of crazy things. Like, you telling me these people are not affected by that every day? Of course. Like, but there's no resources for them. But yet Haitian people, but yet these countries are sending all this money to Haiti, and then they just take the money and send their kids to live in different countries to live the American dream. Meanwhile, Haitian people are suffering in Haiti. They're not doing anything to help the Haitian people with the money, obviously, because we don't see anything happening. Everybody's still struggling.
How can we put pressure on the Haitian? How can we put pressure on the American government right now for them to be transparent, for them to tell us exactly why are they in Haiti, what are doing, what in Haiti? I hear that Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton has a beautiful home in Haiti. What's going on? Why is America so into Haiti? What's going on?
Because we give them permission. We literally give the white man permission to come in and do whatever they want.
The Haitian government gave them permission to do so. And I think right now, being that, this has happened, how can we put pressure on on America right? To get America to start saying, hey, this is what we did, this is what we're doing, this is why we're in Haiti, and this is what we've been doing. You understand? And maybe we can start there, and then we'll figure the rest out. I think we should focus on what we can actually change. There's a lot of things that's happening in Haiti. Things are so, excuse my French, but things are already so fucked up over there. There's no point in us, like, starting from that. We have to start where we can. And right now, where we can start is here in America, and get the American government to start being honest about what they're doing in Haiti and why this is happening in Haiti. There's more to this story, way bigger than any of us could ever put together.
Way bigger.
Way bigger. And I'm not even gonna try to speculate. I'm not even gonna say, oh, this happened. It's way bigger than I can even think about. Probably years and years and years of trash that's been going on.
Let me say this, Kat. Je ne sais définitivement parler. I am so sorry that we did not have this meeting for longer. I did not know you guys had so much in your heart to pour out like that. We might need to do a continuation once we see how things are going, because we haven't even heard from half the people. And there's a lot of comments on here too that we are not touching, but this is the last question to ask you guys. Now, what influencer do you guys want to hear from, or do you think should speak up on this on our behalf?
I don't even, at this point in life, I don't even rely on influencers, people with platforms, singers, none of that. Because if they're really about it, be about it. You know the struggle your parents went through, your parents' parents went through. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just disheartening that we have to go comment under their comments and be like, what are you gonna do about it? Or you haven't said anything, this, that, or whatever. I think that we should just be the change that we want to see. Don't rely on them. Be the change that you want to see. And your change is going to make an impact. Whether you give one person food, at least they don't have to struggle. They can they can live to see the next day and create an idea that will be long lasting. You know what I'm saying? So it's like relying on certain people with certain platforms. It's disheartening that, we are the ones that mythic cup na posho. You know what I'm saying? We're going to their concerts, we're entertaining their things, or following them, reposting, whatever the case may be. Yet at the same time, when stuff like this happen, they're not speaking up and doing something. And they should have been doing this. For me personally, I think they should have, spécialement sous fait Haïti ou saute Haïti, et puis comment bagarre la grave Haïti, ou supposé gon bagay na cœur déjà pour faire un changement avec whatever that you receive. You know that United States is a land of opportunity where you can have do this and do that, whatever case may be. With the money or whatever that you amass, it should be translating over to the other country, to your home country to do something. And the example toujours point is Akon. Do you see what he's doing?
Yeah.
Nobody had to go in his comments and tell him to do all this extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's telling him you need to do this and do that. He said, this is my beat. This is what I need to do so I can make the change. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
So we should come up to that example and follow that example of what he's doing.
Yeah, a CEO said here, sadly, Haitians in Haiti do not know how powerful our country is. Well, a lot of Haitians in Haiti rely on outsiders to take care of them. And I think that's part of the crippledness, the handicap that we have, because we don't have the education to bring ourselves forth. I said, and then they can't come back because of issues like that, right? Issues like that, economical issues, instability, pas gen sécurité, pas gen route, pas gen lumière, pas gen d'eau. Like, we have a big lack that once you go outside, you probably don't want to go back in to go back to that lifestyle. So I think if more of us get together, like Sandina was saying, that it's us, don't rely on the influencers, because they would have been done it. They would have been speaking out. I mean, some people, all they say is rest in peace or my condolences. And what? That's not enough. That's not enough. And like Kat was saying, we need to be that change. We need to do something. Okay, so I'm concluding here that everybody feels that something must be changed. Something has to be done. And apparently now it's in your hands to do it. It's the youth. I'm relying on you guys. I'm going to go along with whatever you guys want and be that support that you guys need to go forward. And we just know that violence is not the answer. We can articulate ourselves enough. We are smart enough to know how to speak and make our demands without it turning into self-destructions or anything of the sort. So I'm so sorry that we are out of time. Oh, there's a lot of comments in the chat. I am so sorry. Wow. Okay. So do you guys want to continue this so we could come up with the ideas, because we did not even, touch up on that. So we can recreate another platform, another meeting to do a part 2 or a follow-up. Would that work for you guys? Do you guys want this?
Most definitely. Because like Twin said, like we definitely do not need to wait on like influencers that just have a 10-second memory, but then come May 18, they the main ones in the road, some Haitian flag day, but whatever. And then to pick me back off of Kat real quick, it's like it's like baffling like how much resources Haiti has that we just give up for free. Like the main one to me is like Labadi, that is Labadi. It's not like we signed a contract for like 10 years, 20, it's a lifetime. How you just gonna give the bloods a lifetime contract of Labadi? That's like one of your biggest tourism attractions. Like, are you crazy? Like, definitely something needs to be done where maybe it's an education thing. They don't understand contracts and they got swindled into it. Like something needs to be done, because we can't have all these amazing resources that we're giving up for free. Like that's just, no, what are you doing? And then the US just gave us $75 million in aid. Where's that gonna go? So yes, questions need to be asked.
That's a big question mark, yes.
Because there's no way you're gonna call us the poorest country in the, like literally the Tremblement de Terre happened, what, 2012, and we still, there's some people still living in tents. Like what are we doing? Like where that money went? It was almost $1 billion. Like where, no confusion.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So this was an amazing session. I literally got so much information from you guys, and we're definitely gonna do a part 2. So if you guys want, just make sure to hit up Dazzlin, or you guys can hit up my Instagram as well. I am Lady Danny, and we can put you guys in the Zoom for the next part, because we definitely want to hear more. We're going to have more questions, and it's going to be phenomenal for the next time. Okay, guys? So we thank you so much for sharing. You guys were amazing, and can't wait for next time.
Yeah, sorry, we are so out of time. We did start at 7:04. It is now 8:04. So I want to thank everybody for jumping on. Thank you, Lady D, for co-hosting. Everybody who had a chance to speak, those who didn't, thank you for your comments. Those who couldn't, we're hoping that the next time around that you are definitely going to come and give us your feedback too. And I hope that you guys are going to continue coping with the situation. We are watching closely, and that we are going to put our heads and unify ourselves to make that change, because I think we let it to the gremlins for so long that now it's like, no, game over, move. You can't drive. So I'm going to be the driver now. Thank you. But thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful evening. And until the next one, okay? Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank y'all.